People, no longer bound by their NDA, what can you now disclose?
Worked at an online dating site many years ago. Most of the female profiles were fake or recycled from other sites. Edit. Before I forget, I left the company when one of our product managers got way too excited about starting a site to compete with Ashley Madison. They said adultery was a victimless crime.
Check the fine print now. It states that they can use AI profiles. This is so they can't get sued when people realize that most of the female profiles are fake/AI.
OMG, we're so bucked once they start sending AI-generated nudes, LOL.
Medical device. A bone screw that Medicare pays $400 for in the US is sold in Germany for $80. Literally the same screw from the same manufacturing lot, the only difference is one of them has to be sent overseas to Europe.
My girlfriend broke her arm snowboarding. We got charged $450 for a Makita cordless drill. I called the hospital and demanded that they give me my drill. They reduced the bill, LOL.
When you sign an NDA to play a gig for billionaires at their hyper-exclusive private ski resort, you think it's because you'll be seeing high-profile celebrities. Not usually the case. It's nearly all completely unknown people. There's a lot of billionaires who are mostly anonymous.
I always assumed the NDA was to keep members of the public from finding out and trying to crash a private event their favorite band was playing.
I worked for Chipotle for a while. My job was to literally just sit in the restaurant and observe customers coming into the building. I was supposed to make assumptions about them based on their ethnicity, their clothes, their general demeanor, their fitness level, etc. This was to collect data to see the likelihood of success if the business expanded into areas with different demographics.
Ha ha ha. This is like my dream job. Just sit around eating Chipotle and judging people.
Of the companies that had me sign an NDA, none had anything of value disclosed. Even their future product secrets were boring and reductive.
Just keeping their plans away from their competitors?
Well, actually, the information protected by the NDAs I've signed has usually only been valuable for short periods of time. Stuff like, we are planning to announce product X on date Y. You might not want a competitor to know that ahead of time, but after date Y, that information transforms into, we announced product X on the date we expected to announce it, which is pretty useless. Sometimes there's ingredient list for the secret sauce, kinds of knowledge where you can see why they want to protect it long term, but those things are the exception.
Came here to say this. I've seen enough videos where they couldn't film inside to plant something as mundane as how sheet metal fenders are stamped for farm equipment. Majority of the population wouldn't care about that information. But a competitor being able to put out the same quality at the same efficiency could drastically affect their market share.
Military equipment is rarely fully functioning. It just works enough. Can't find the air leak? Just fill up the tires every week while killing the Taliban. Spark plugs get clogged easily. Rev the engine and hope no Iraqi kids are trying to sleep. Blast absorption systems work well but are on the side instead of the bottom. Oops. Actually, the last one was well known. Anything that results in allied death makes the news. But a lot of life-saving devices involve shock-absorbing seats or fancy harnesses, which tend to work best on a certain size of body. Like mid-size to large men, small men and most women have a higher chance of injury. It takes too long to get better equipment.
As I hurtled through space, one thought kept crossing my mind: every part of this rocket was supplied by the lowest bidder, ... said Mr. John Glenn.
An Abrams tank barrel has to be machined to within a 10-micron tolerance to fire accurately.
None of the money goes to charity.
Susan Komen, anyone, hello? That charity is such a fucking bucking scam. Oh my.
My provider put a breast biopsy marker in me the shape of their ribbon, and I'm still super annoyed by it, not at the provider, just in general. I don't want advertisements like that in my body. I wish instead I had gotten a positive thumbs up sign, or perhaps a lucky horseshoe or a daisy or something cheery. Edit, I just googled it and it's a basic ribbon, so not necessarily a Komen ribbon, per se, but still looks like the / a cancer awareness ribbon.
Honestly, guys, here is the rub that so many charities are like. There are really only 4 places money can go. To the people running it. To advertising for more donations. Pass on to other charities. Actual spending on the objective. So one year one charity spent 97% on number 2. Another one was the GOP saying the Clinton Foundation only sent 5% of what they took into charities, number 3, but didn't mention 90% was spent on number 4, actually helping people.
The top fast food chains, McDonald's, Wendy's etc., all get their stuff manufactured at the same chicken processors / manufacturers.
Tyson sells a ton of chicken to everybody.
McDonald's ice cream cones are widely available at the grocery store. They're Joy Cake cones. I toured the Joy ice cream cone factory.
Makes sense. They both taste like styrofoam with frozen corn syrup on top. Yeah buddy, these shots been fired.
The game stands at the local amusement park are not rigged. They're just difficult and/or players just suck at it. The NDA was just to hide to the public how much they sucked at those games.
I worked at an amusement park. There was a game where you threw dimes on a big board and tried to get them to land in a circle to win. Every morning, the game operators would set up 10 winning dimes. Someone would eventually see the winning dime and claim it. Yeah, grand prize, huge stuffed animal. Huge stuffed animal that you had to carry around the park all day, and people would ask you where you won it. Dime toss drove a ton of business for probably $3 to $4 of prizes. Amusement park stuffed animals are cheap. So, we basically cheated to help more people win.
I was part of the alpha testing for the video game Anthem. Those selected had to sign an NDA. In my group of around 100 or so people, every one of us had a list of complaints, bugs, and general problems with the game that we provided BioWare. When the game came out, almost none of it had been fixed. And those of us that gamers know what happened next.